Hey, what's up, guys? It's a Sports Blitz here, and we're back with another NFL record prediction. Before I get into it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. We have a goal right now of hitting 1,450 subscribers by this coming Sunday. I think we can do it. We've hit way bigger goals than that before, so I think we can do it. Today, we're doing the Saints record prediction. Um, so let's go ahead and get on into it. So starting with the offense, I I've got questions about this team, okay? I like Jameis. I think he has the potential to bounce back and have, you know, a good season, barring any injuries. We all love a good Jameis Winston workout video. They're always really funny to watch. I feel like Jameis Winston's like super funny without even trying. Like he doesn't even know he's being funny. He just is. So there's that. I do think he can bounce back. He has some good weapons now. Um, going to running back, Alvin Kamara is expected to be suspended 4 to 6 games. It's expected kind of more on the 6 game end of things. So that could affect their offense quite a bit. I do like Mark Ingram, and really Tony Jones is fairly solid as well. But the run game is going to struggle quite a bit without Alvin Kamara those first few weeks. So let's keep that in mind during the record prediction. Michael Thomas, when he's healthy, he's one of the best receivers in the NFL. Issue is he hasn't been healthy for a while, and there's rumors that he's not even fully healthy yet. So that could be a big concern going into this year. So we'll have to see what happens there. Um, then they do have Jarvis Landry, who was a solid pickup in free agency. I don't think he's quite, this amazing receiver that everybody thought, because like when the Saints signed him, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, the Saints are gonna have the best receiving core in the league." You know, I like Jarvis, okay, I do, but I don't think he's a top 20 receiver anymore. But good pickup there as well. Then they did draft Chris Olave, who I was a big fan of. I think I had him as my wide receiver 2, I believe it was, behind Garrett Wilson. He was kind of in that 2 range with Traylon Burks for me. So I do think Chris Olave is going to be good. Marquez Callaway's underrated. Traycon Smith, can make stuff happen as well. So they've got some solid receivers. Okay. I think Jameis has plenty of receivers. Tight ends. Adam Troutman is solid, but I don't think he's anything special. I think their tight ends are going to struggle, if I'm being completely honest. Offensive line, even with losing, I just forgot his name, Tron Armstead. Even with just losing him, they still have one of the better O lines in the league. I mean, Andrus Peat is a really good guard. Eric McCoy is one of the better centers in the league. Cesar Ruiz is a pretty solid guard as well. Ryan Ramczyk is one of the best tackles in the league as well still. Um, I don't know too much about James Hurst. They did also draft Trevor Penning. So I think they've got some options there. So it's still going to be a pretty solid O line. Okay. But being completely honest with you guys, the offense isn't really what I have questions about. It's the defense. You look at this defense, most of these guys are really getting up there in age. Cam Jordan is, I believe he's 33 now, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he's getting up there in age. I don't think he's going to be, this absolutely insane D end anymore. Okay, I think he's past his prime. I'm also not a big fan of Shai Tuttle. I don't think he's going to be really all that great. David Onyemata is one of the better D tackles in the league, so, they've got a good player there. Davenport is really underrated as well. I will give them that. I do like Marcus Davenport. Pete Werner. I know he's only going into his, is it his second or third year? I want to say it's just his second. But I wasn't a huge fan of him coming out of the draft. Um, I didn't think he had a real great rookie year, so that position's going to struggle. And really, their strong side linebacker as well is Zach Bond, and I don't think he's all that great either. They do have Demario Davis, but he is going to be, I believe, 32 this season, so he's getting a little bit older as well. I do expect him to still be one of the better linebackers in the league this year as well, though. Like, I don't think he'll be top 10 anymore, but I think he's going to be, borderline top 15. So, middle linebacker will be okay. I worry about the weak side and strong side linebackers, though. When they go to the secondary, they do have a solid secondary. I mean, Marshawn Lattimore is still one of the better corners in the league. Um, I don't know if I'd put him quite top five, but he's like fringe top five corner for me. Like probably in that like 6, 7, maybe 8 range. Um, Paulson Adebo. I was a fan of him actually coming out of college, but he had an even better rookie year than I expected. Which is saying something for a fourth round corner. So, pretty dang solid corners there. Their safeties are incredible. Okay, Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May, and I mean they've also got Gardner Johnson as well. I mean they've got some good safeties. Okay, the secondary is stacked. Again, my biggest questions are the outside linebackers, and then just kind of the overall age of the defense. Okay, like again, Cam Jordan's getting old. Demario Davis is getting old. Tyrann Mathieu, I think, is like 29 or 30 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Which, he can still play at a high level, okay? Don't get me wrong. But I think they're going to be a lot easier to run on than they previously had been. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Shy Tuttle, like I mentioned. So, it'll be interesting to see how they do, okay? They've got loads of potential, and who knows, this might be something that I kind of eat my words and still might be a top tier defense this year. It's hard to say with the overall age as well as, questionable linebackers and pass rush, okay? But with that said, let's go ahead and get on into the record prediction. All right, so starting week 1, we have the Saints at the Falcons, and this one I could actually see being pretty close because of not having Alvin Kamara. Um, I don't I don't think the Falcons are really going to be a great team this year though. Like I do expect the Falcons to be a bottom 5 team in the NFL this year, if I'm being completely honest. I think it'll be close, but I think the Saints take it. Week 2, I mean, this is a tough one. I say this because the Saints don't have Alvin Kamara, but they've had the Bucks number the past few years. I have a hard time saying that the Bucks are going to beat the Saints in New Orleans. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to give it to New Orleans. Week 3 though, I do think the Saints get their first loss on the road to the Panthers. Um, I mean, I think the Panthers still have a really good secondary, and I think they're going to be able to defend well against these receivers. Um, I really do. I think Baker Mayfield is a huge upgrade over Sam Darnold for the Panthers, and they have a much better offensive line this year than they had in previous years. Um, I will say, though, um, since we've already done a divisional game for all 3 teams in the division, I'm going to go ahead and cover those other games um, later in the video. So, really, I know it's hard to say, but I think I'm going to have the Saints sweeping the Bucks again, okay? Super hard for me to say because the Bucks are still a really good team, but the Saints just have their number. Until I see anything different, I can't root, well, not root for, but I can't predict the Bucks there. Okay. Um, like I said, I think the Falcons are one of the worst teams in the NFL. I think the Saints sweep them. And then I think they split with the Panthers, win Week 18 at home against the Panthers. So 5-1 divisional record. I'd say that's a pretty dang good division record. Week 4, they are home against the Vikings. I expect this to be honestly a very much Dalvin Cook dominant game, where the Saints probably won't have Alvin Kamara for this game either. I think it's going to make it tough for the Saints. I think between Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson, they're going to take over this game, and, well, Vikings win. Week 5, I do think the Saints are going to win. I also think the Seahawks are going to be a bottom 5 team this year. I'm not real confident in Drew Lock, and really their defense isn't very good anymore either. So I'm not a believer in the Seahawks, if I'm being completely honest. Week 6, I do think the Bengals will go ahead and take the win. I think the Bengals are going to be one of the best teams in the league this year, to be completely honest. High-powered offense, much improved offensive line, improved defense. And really, Zach Taylor has proven to be a much better coach than I originally gave him credit for. I think the Bengals take this win. Week 7, Saints at the Cardinals, Thursday night game. Man, this is tough. I think these teams are pretty equal in caliber. I don't know how long DeAndre Hopkins' suspension is. I want to say it's only 6 weeks. So this might be his first game back. But it should also be Alvin Kamara's first game back if it is a 6-week suspension. I'm going to go with the Saints. It's going to be close, but I think I'm going to go with the Saints here. I think the Cardinals could struggle this year. They've got a tough schedule, and I don't think Kyler Murray's going to be having an incredible season, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm going to go Saints right there. Week 8, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Raiders. Raiders had an incredible offseason. Really, the entire AFC West did. That's a stacked division right now. But yeah, the Raiders had an awesome offseason. Derek Carr is, I'd say probably like a top 13 or 14 quarterback in the league. Yeah, I'm going to go Raiders right there. Week 9, I almost said week 19. Week 9, they're playing at home against the Ravens on a Monday night. That's going to be a good game. I'm excited for that game. I'm also going to give that one to the Saints, though. Ravens are going to play real tough in that game. I could definitely see the Ravens pulling it off, but I think overall I'm going to give it to the Saints. That's a tough one. Week 10, they're playing in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Steelers are usually one of the better home teams in the NFL. I think the Steelers find a way to pull it off. Gonna be definitely a huge upset that week, but I think they'll do well against, stopping Alvin Kamara. And I think they'll run the ball well enough to, pull off a win. Again, I don't think the Saints' rush defense is going to be as good this year as it previously had been. I think the secondary is actually going to be the strength of that defense now. So I think it's going to be a game that Najee just goes off and has a really good game, if I'm being completely honest. Week 11, I have a hard time predicting the Rams to lose. Okay, the Rams have a super team right now. It's just, yeah, they're a good team right now. So I'm taking the Rams right there. Week 12, we have the Saints at the 49ers. I think I'm going to give it to the 49ers. It's close. This is another situation that, I mean, but between Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon, um, and really even Trey Lance is running. I mean, really, I don't think the Saints do super well against rushing quarterbacks. I I just think the 49ers are going to win it. It'll be a close game, though. I'm interested to see how it goes. Jumping down actually to week 16, they play in Cleveland against the Browns. There's a very good chance Deshaun Watson will be suspended the entire season, and if that's the case, I'm taking the Saints all the way. Last game to predict is at the Eagles, and I'm going to Eagles. And this isn't a knock on the Saints at all. I genuinely think the Eagles are going to be a top 5 team in the NFL this year. Um, I think it'll be between them, the Rams, and the Bucks to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. I think the Eagles are going to be that good this year. So overall, it does give the Saints a 9-8 record, and I know a lot of Saints fans are gonna dislike that quite a bit. Um, but I think there's some holes on the team. I think there's parts of the defense that still need to be rebuilt. Um, and with that Alvin Kamara suspension early on, I mean, really, who knows? That could be enough to sweep the Panthers, to beat the Vikings, maybe even beat the Bengals. They could be off to a 6-0 start as opposed to a 4-2 start, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of ifs and buts here. Um I think 9-8 is a little bit closer to the Saints floor. I mean, I think they have a ceiling of like 13-4, to be honest. Um, I think their floor is really more like an 8-9 type of thing. So again, it might be a little bit of a low balling it type of thing, but um, I could very well see the Saints still making the playoffs with this. It'll be interesting to see. The NFC is pretty weak, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think of this record prediction in the comments section below. Smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later.